feature for you tonight, starting off with We Don't Deliver by Wayward Wanderer on creepypasta.org. After moving to a small town in southern Michigan, I got a job as a cashier in a local store. After work, I would walk home to my small house and order a small pizza. This was my routine for 2 weeks when things took a strange turn. I called in my usual order to the pizzeria when a new voice, one I hadn't heard before, answered the phone and said, "The usual. No problem. I'll deliver it in less than 5 minutes." Sure enough, within 5 minutes my order was delivered. It was exactly what I had ordered every night before. When I tried to give the delivery boy a tip, he declined. He said he didn't need the money, and that he was just working at the pizzeria to get out of the house and to try to meet new people. This became my new routine for about 3 months. I'd order the same pizza, and the same delivery boy would stop by at the same time. It was sort of a running joke between us how he knew my routine so well, and that I always had exactly what he needed. When I grew tired of eating the same thing every night, on my way home I stopped at the small diner across the street from the pizza place and had a nice dinner. Through the window I saw my usual delivery boy leave the pizzeria with a box in hand, heading towards my block. I returned home later than usual and found a pizza box sitting on my doorstep. On the box was a note that said, "Missed you. Guess I'll get what you owe me tomorrow." This creeped me out. I called the pizzeria and told the manager what I had found. I told him about the strange message and that for the past 3 months the same delivery boy had been stopping by, and that I was sure he was the one who left the note. It was then that the manager told me something I never expected. "Ma'am, we don't deliver." And that ends that one. Is definitely a very chilling tale about things not turning out as you expect, and how the most innocent thing could also turn out to be something potentially more sinister. This next one is entitled The Portraits, and it is listed as an unknown author on creepypasta.org. There was a hunter in the woods who, after a long day hunting, was in the middle of an immense forest. It was getting dark, and having lost his bearings, he decided to head in one direction until he was clear of the increasingly oppressive foliage. After what seemed like hours, he came across a cabin in a small clearing. Realizing how dark it had grown, he decided to see if he could stay there for the night. He approached and found the door ajar. Nobody was inside, so the hunter flopped down on the single bed, deciding to explain himself to the owner in the morning. As he looked around inside the cabin, he was surprised to see the walls adorned by several portraits, all painted in incredible detail. Without exception, they appeared to be staring down at him, their faces twisted into looks of hatred and malice. Staring back, he grew increasingly uncomfortable. Making a concerted effort to ignore the many hateful faces, he turned to face the wall, and, exhausted, he fell into a restless sleep. The next morning, the hunter awoke. He turned, blinking in unexpected sunlight. Looking up, he discovered that the cabin had no portraits, only windows. And that'll do it for this edition of Storytime with Cabbage Warrior. Thank you all so much for following this one for the past few months. Starting in October, they will be a once-a-week occurrence for the next 3 months. And this is to gauge viewership and to see which one has more interest. So if you definitely like this a lot more, be sure to tune in a lot more every single week and let me know that you'd like to see this more often, and I will try to work them more into the schedule. And again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.